Hey guys, welcome to Red Jacket Talk, a monthly segment where we sit down with Black business owners, providing them with a spotlight to share their journey as entrepreneurs and how they got their start. Today with us, we have Serrita. She is the owner and CEO of Wrapology. Everybody give her a hand clap. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing really well. I want to thank you so much for taking this time out to sit with me and to sit with my audience and just give us a little background on who you are. So we're just going to start off with people who are not familiar with you. Just give them a little background on who you are, where you're from, and your business.
Okay, so my name is Serrita C. I am a native of Columbus, Ohio. I went to East Haven Elementary, Johnson Park, Eastmore. So I feel like I am born and bred from, Ohio. I bleed scarlet and gray for sure. I started Rappology almost 6 years ago. I was going through something with my hair and I was just like, you know what? I need to figure out what I'm going to do before I go to a festival. I think it was like Hot Times or something. And I didn't want to cut my hair off, but it was natural. And so I was just like, you know what? Let's just go get some material. And this is a funny story. My husband's from West Africa, so I have tons and tons of material just from traveling and going. So I went downstairs and I got some material and I made a head wrap. And then I went to the festival and I ran into a couple of my homegirls and they was like, "Ooh, that's cute." And I was like, "What?" They was like, "Your hair wrap." And I was like, "What you mean it's cute? Like, you would buy one?" I don't know why I said it. So like, you would buy one? They was like, "Yeah." And I was like, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit because my parents were both working entrepreneurs. So I always knew that I had the ability to do it. So then I just started slow. I started with children to get my feet wet and to kind of build my self-esteem. And then eventually people were like, "Make me one." So that's how Wrapology got started. The name ology is just the study of, and then I just put wrap in front of it. So it's just, me studying head wraps, me studying these new materials. I love to infuse patterns in African fabric because I feel like it's me. It's like I'm the African American, I'm living the best of both worlds. So I try to blend those in with the different head wraps and headbands that I create.
Okay. We love an innovative queen. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too. It's like everybody makes head wraps, which is great. I mean, you could go out and make your own head wrap, but what makes me a little bit different from everyone else? And so I try to stay in my lane with that. And I try to just tell myself my goal is longevity. And so I have to lean on patience. And then the people who recognize me, I welcome that. The people who don't, I'm not here to force it. I'm just going to consistently do what I consistently do. And then, it'll come to me when it's my time. So.
Okay. Hey, that's a word. Okay. That is a word. Yeah. So we're going to switch over to your career aspirations. So when you were growing up, what did you want to be growing up?
I just knew I was going to be an attorney. I talk too much. I'm argumentative. I like to oppose. People always say, "Oh, here she comes with her ideas." Because I'm like, let's look at it from this point of view. I'm always like, I'm not taking anything for face value. So when I was at Eastmore, I did some work with Otto Beatty and Joyce Beatty, who's now moved up in the ranks within our government. So I worked with her as an intern, and I interned at their law firm. I did some case studies and things like that, and then I went to college and completely lost my mind. Like I was like, I don't want to be an attorney. You don't. I took one class and was like, no.
Okay, that was my story. When I first went off to college, I was like, okay, because we had to do a debate in high school. So I went to Marion Franklin, so we did a debate. We had did like a fake presidential election. I was sick that whole week. So I'm like, oh my God. I came back. I'm like, let me just have it run. I ran, beat everybody by a landslide. One of my teachers was like, you should be an attorney. You are really good at debating. And I'm like, So I looked up how much they made. I'm like, okay. I was like, I could be a prosecutor. Yep, I could be a criminal prosecutor. I always had like a thing for like serial killers and people who just playing and stuff. So I'm like, I could do that. Went in. I was like, okay, this is my major, criminal justice. We had a forensic scientist come. Baby, she showed us them pictures of them people. I was like, nope. Nope, this is not for me.
That
Different
textbook was
career.
like this. I was like,
So how did you know entrepreneurship was your calling?
I think honestly, it's something that you deal with every single day. I think honestly, I think that we go into entrepreneurship and we have these daydreams that it's just going to be beautiful and everything's going to be awesome. And actually, it's the opposite. There's so many obstacles to try to ask you, is this really what you want to do? Because boom, I did that. And I'm like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. So it's an everyday journey for me. Of course, some days I'm just like, you know what? I have a 9 to 5. Why am I tripping? But again, it just keeps calling me. My mother owned a Black Arts Plus on Livingston. My father was a computer engineer, so he built computers, and I saw them have the best of both worlds. And so for me, it's their mentorship, it's their blueprint, but it's also, ingrained in me to just keep trying, to just keep fighting, because I don't think it was given to me by mistake. I don't think that the seed was given to me by mistake. I have a green thumb. I got a couple green plants downstairs, and it's just that nurturing process. It's just the constant watering and growing. Know how much water. I have to know when to step back, because sometimes I get frustrated and I be looking at my sewing machine like, for real. So I step back. So it's But
so you mentioned. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I love it.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that you have also a 9 to 5. So
yes.
What is your day job?
So I'm a kindergarten teacher for Columbus City Schools. Yes. Woo.
How do you like being a kindergarten teacher?
I've been a kindergarten teacher for 17 years, going on 18 years.
Not 17 years. Not that you look at my age, talking about 17 years.
Girl, I just turned 39 the other day.
What? You look amazing. Happy birthday.
I keep telling my friends, like, girl, I'm almost 40. Oh my God.
But you look good. Like,
thank you. I'm trying. I told you I live at HSU. I live there. I'm like, what else I need to say?
So how do you juggle having a full-time job and also being an entrepreneur?
I wake up at 4:30, and this is, I kid you not, I can show you my phone. I wake up at 4:30, and I just try to be super organized. I kind of can thank the fact that I'm an Aquarius. Aquariuses are a little quirky. I'm a little bit of a Capricorn too, and they're very business oriented. So I just think that it's just the alignment of the stars. I can procrastinate a little bit when it comes to some things, but I just have to stay really organized. I have like 2 organizers. I got 8 alarms before it's time for me to go to work. And so I kind of like put everything into 15 and 30-minute segments before I leave my house to make sure that I'm uploading. I have what I want to upload, that kind of thing. So it's crazy. I go to bed on time though, believe that. I go to
bed. So do you have like an app that kind of plans your posts for you, or do you like plan your posts a week ahead? Like on Sundays, you're like, okay, so this is Sunday. This week I have everything for the whole week. So how do you plan out what you're doing?
What I try to do, because I take my own pictures with my cell phone, I just take a whole bunch, and then I edit them all, and then I put them in a little folder, and then I create my theme, and then that morning I follow my own algorithm. And if you pay attention to my Instagram, you kind of see a theme. You kind of say, oh, she said chill a couple times. So I try to do like some sort of a pattern. It makes it easier for me. I tried to use those apps before, but I was like, maybe I'm not feeling like that today. I was feeling like that yesterday. I'm kind of like that. So I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna just do it myself. So I try to get up, like I said, at 4:30, and then right before I walk out the door, I feel like it's a good enough time frame, 7-ish, to post the first one. And then when I get home, I try to post another one. Now, when I first started, I was doing like the 6, 9, 12 method. That was too much.
Yeah.
But I was exhausted. Like, oh my God, what time is it? No, I can't do it.
Okay, yeah, because I love the aesthetic of your Instagram page. Like, I came across your Instagram page. I don't know if it was your first collection or like it was like maybe last year, sometime like summer, where you had y'all were like in like a background somewhere, like maybe like a set or something. And it's a girl that I went to middle school with. I'm like, she had Jessica. She was like, oh, everybody, this is, I'm like, where? I said, what are these hair wraps? I said, these are beautiful. So then I went to the Instagram. I said, whoa, I need to be a part of this. What is this? This
Yes.
is nice.
I love all of them, man. It's so crazy how it all happened with the studio. One day, this girl called. She just got in my inbox, and I called her a girl because I feel like we're so cool. But her name is Angela. And she was just like, "What's your story?" And I was like, "That's weird for somebody to DM you like, what's your story?" I'm like, uh, hi. She was like, "I'm a photographer. I take pictures. Give me one of your hair wraps. I'm gonna show you what I can do." Right. Then from then on, me and her was tight because she sent me back the edits, and I was like, dang. So from then on, she was just like, you got all these friends. I'm sure they want to model for you. And I'm telling you, my friends are like phenomenal. They're just like, girl, when you gonna put me in your next photo shoot? So, huge shout out to them because I feel like they've definitely given me the boost of esteem that I needed when I first started because I was so afraid to put my face out there because I was like, I'm not a model, but they kept encouraging me to, get in front of my product. So I am so happy because, with them participating, it got me where I needed to be in order to get in front of the camera as well.
Yeah, that is dope. Because I love that photo shoot. I was like, this brand is the brand I'm going to support. I love everything about this aesthetic. You're very thoughtful, I can tell, when you're posting stuff because the pictures are always just flawless. The editing is nice. The backgrounds is nice. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down with this brand for sure.
I feel like it's a diary for me, honestly. Isn't that crazy? Because I'm like, I know this is for other people to kind of look at and want to purchase, but then it's also like it allows me to have a voice where on other platforms I just don't feel comfortable. I don't know if I want y'all in my life like that, but when it comes to Rappology, I'm like, I'm hurting right now. How y'all feeling? So I love that part of it, that I can be, whatever the collection is, I really, attach my emotions to it and I try to stick with it until the next one and kind of remember how I was feeling when I was creating those pieces.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of running your business, how do you keep your audience engaged on social media, like with your posts and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's still a part of something that I'm trying to understand. One piece of advice that I was given was to be authentic and to have conversation and and ask questions. Sometimes you don't always get a reply, but if I'm asking a question that makes someone think and maybe they're hesitant, but maybe the next time they won't be. But it's really to just, like I said, be authentic and engage with them because I know what I'm dealing with. I'm not alone. I know when I see these pieces and it makes my heart drop, I'm not alone. So I try to, definitely envision my target person who is my age, who has the same kind of juggling things like I do, who wants to wake up and just, put their hair like that. That's who I'm talking to. And I feel like she resonates. He resonates, even because I have men who bought it for their wives and they see their wives in my products, wearing my products. So again, just try to be as authentic as I can because I think people sniff out, fake.
Oh fake. No, that's for sure. Because like you said, there is a lot of hair wrap, companies, and that's fine because we need more than just one. But it's like yours is so different, like just the way you like advertise it. I can tell there's a lot of thought when you're posting. It's not like, oh, I'm just posting because I haven't posted this week. It's like I can tell these are planned out because like your edits be on point, like the graphics. I'm like, okay, I am here. This is intentional and I love it.
I try it. And shout out to my sister because my sister, she lives in LA right now. She'll tell me like, sis, that's fire. And then she'll give me ideas. But then if something's not, she'll be like, I think you should.
Nah, take that down.
You need people like that on your team, right? Like you don't
for sure.
People, right? My mother's the same way. My mother be in my ear like, what are you doing? Why didn't you do this? Or how you gonna do that? I'm like, okay. She like, I ain't been in your photo shoots yet. So I got to do a whole collection for her in a minute.
So since we're on the topic of collections, how do you come up with your collection ideas?
So this last one, they just kind of like come to me out. I love Essence magazine. Shout out to Essence. And pictures, like I said, I get an emotion and I'll be like, ooh, I like that. And then I think about, have I ever seen this before? And I'm like, no. And I know that sometimes people contact me and they're like, your collections, I want them to last a little bit longer, but that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I've given birth to it. We've had its first birthday, on to the next one kind of thing. But it's really about what I'm going through. My husband was actually out of the country. He was gone from November to January. And that's when I thought about chill, and I was able to execute chill. And I was literally telling myself chill, because I'm like, this man that left me with 2 kids and his mom. And I was in the house like, oh God. Oh God, I'm not gonna make it. So a lot of it was me like really getting into my emotions about how I feel and how I was feeling, because I'm like, I still gotta kind of like keep myself together and keep myself composed. But that other person in me, that person in me is like, so with my videography and stuff, I was trying to show, how I was
the emotion. Yeah.
Because every day I was like, you coming home yet?
Are you on your way? No.
All right. You outside? And then when he came back, I was cool. I was like, okay, great. But yeah, it's really what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through.
So you spoke on, keeping your collections up for a limited amount of time. So how do you decide, okay, this collection, I'm going to run it for this time, and then this collection, I'm going to run it for this time? Like, how do you keep collections coming out back to back?
It's really about response. Like if I get a really good response in regards to like color or detail, I'm like, okay, we need to do that again. I'll have people ask about my power head wrap from January to January. So, that's something that I know I have to, always have on the site, even if it's sold out. And I know who wants to see something sold out, but that should let people know, like, as soon as I create it, it's out, And there's other pieces where this just wasn't its time. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to ever do it again. It just means that I need to reintroduce it a little bit differently when people are kind of understanding what's going on. So that's how I try to manage it. And it's been working so far.
So how do you deal with the collection?
Going off of the seasons a little bit too. Just to be like, okay, it's starting to get warm. Like I'm starting to think about, spring, because the winter, I'm like, ugh. So I'm starting to want to get into that mind frame of, what am I going to be doing in the spring? And what would I want to wear? What would I want to see my friends wear? That kind of thing.
So when you have a collection that does not do as well as like a past collection, how do you handle that kind of disappointment of it not doing as well as you anticipated?
Yeah, I think one great thing about being a teacher is you always look at the data. I just go back to the data. I tell myself, no, I created a good product, but the data, again, no clicks, no likes, no purchases. Okay, something's not right here. And then I have to go back to my image of the person that, I'm creating these for, because it is for me, but it's also for a person that I have in mind. And it just didn't suit her, and I don't take it to heart, because I feel like it's constructive criticism. And in business, you have to, have thick skin. So I'm like, okay, cool. This isn't the right time. I'm going to reintroduce it different. I'm going to, like you said, stage it differently. I'm going to add some different props, maybe put on a different person. I try different skin tones just to see what people like. And so I kind of have an idea of my lane. And so I'm really true to that lane, because I know if I go out, I might blow the walls off. People be like, what? Right now. You ever see that when people just be like, wait, I thought you was making hair wraps. You make socks? Like, no. So I just try to stay.
That's very important, though, sticking to your lane. Like, I feel like a lot of new business owners don't understand target audience. So it's hard for them to stick to their lane and actually be true to that. Like, even when your collection does not do well, you still have to stick to that lane.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's so easy to get, distracted, because you look at somebody else's page and you're like, oh, they doing this, so that's working. What if I, and it's like, because people, once you create a brand, people remember your brand, right? And if you're true to your brand, they'll come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a pandemic outside. We can't get where we want to be. But when the doors open up again and it's healthy, we're going right back to those people, to those companies, to those businesses. And so right now I'm taking full opportunity of it being slow in a sense and getting sales here, maybe no sales there, because it also gives me that downtime to think about the next collection or to think about how I feel about how this past collection did, or to talk to you and talk to some new people and just get some ideas. So yeah, it's really important not to get distracted.
Okay, so do you have any last remarks that you want to leave? Any tidbits you want to leave to our readers and your followers?
Just thank you for your support. Definitely come and stop by on Instagram. That's where I feel like I'm most visible, and I feel like you kind of get more of who I am and understand the products that I make on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, all under Wrapologie, Wrapologie, the study of head wraps. But yeah, definitely stop by, leave a comment. I love to respond and have conversation. If you have any of my products, take a picture and share them. Don't be shy. I'll make sure that I repost it. But yeah, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Okay, guys. So everything, all her social media handles will be in the description box. I'll put the website there so you guys can go exactly to the links, buy whatever you want to buy. Listen, y'all better look. Hey. Support these great products, honey. Support, okay? Okay, so again, I want to thank you so much for taking time, sitting down with me and giving us the tea on your life story, your business, and where you are right now with your business and where you are just period in life. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anytime. And hopefully, when we see each other out in the city, it'll be, we can sit down and chit chat,
Yes, finally, when everything opens back up.
Oh, yeah, that part too. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. But until then, be safe.
You too. Thank you so much.
High with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal.